gymnosperms and angiosperms. The first group, which is algae, it is very primitive group. Why? Because in this case the body is undifferentiated. That means the body is now divided into roots, stems and leaves. And these plants are found in aquatic or semi-aquatic habitat, and they are autotrophic in nature. That means they make their food on their own. They are not dependent on any other organism for their food requirement. Some of the examples of this kingdom are Spirocara, Eurothrix, Cladophora, Cara, etc. The second kingdom is Bryophytes. Bryophytes are also known as amphibians of plant kingdom. If you all know about amphibians, then you know the important characteristic of amphibians. Amphibians are those category of animals which live in both habitats. They live in water as well as on land. So similar condition happen in this biophytes. These are found on both the habitats. They are found on land and also in water. In this case, the body is not well differentiated, but it is differentiated into stem and leaves. You can easily observe the stem and leaves part of the plant. And in this case, sexual and vegetative reproduction is present. Sexual reproduction means the reproduction in which the importance, the mating of male and female is required, and vegetative reproduction is those reproduction in which any part of a plant can reproduce a new plant. Some of the examples of these bryophytes are Marchantia, Sphagnum, Funaria, Riccia, etc. The third category is Pteridophytes, and this is the first vascular land plants. This is the first ever plant which you can found on land. In both the above cases, you see that they are found in aquatic habitats, but when you talk about Pteridophytes, it is a land plant. It is found on land, and the most important thing is that in this case the body is differentiated. That means it is divided into stems, leaves and roots and so on. In this case also both the reproduction is found vegetative reproduction. That means any part of a plant can reproduce, and sexual reproduction, that means which requires male and female gamete formation. Some of the examples of Pteridophytes are Lycopodium, Marsidia, Equisetum and etc. The fourth group is gymnosperms. What are gymnosperms? Gymnosperms are characterized by naked seeds. That means if you know about seed, the seed is found inside the fruit. But in this case, seed is not present inside the fruit. It is present freely in the plant. That is why this condition is called naked seed. And the reproductive parts of this plant, the male reproductive part is Entheridia and the female reproductive part is Archegonium. In this case, sporophytic phase is dominant over gametophytic phase. That means spore formation is most important rather than gamete formation. Some of the examples are Pinus, Psycho, Ginkgo and Needle, etc. And the last group is angiosperms. What are angiosperms? Angiosperms is the largest group of plant kingdom because most of the plants of plant kingdom are categorized under angiosperms. Angiospermic main feature is that this is a flowering plant. That means in angiospermic plant flowers are present. Or you can also say that the plants in which you see that flower is present, that plant is known as angiospermic plant. And in this case, seed contains cotyledons. What are cotyledons? Cotyledons are also known as seed leaves. As you know that we can get a new plant from a seed. So when we dig a seed in the soil, the seed has no leaves on its own, and leaves are the only one who can prepare food for the plant. So in that condition, when the seed has no leaves, in that case, cotyledons help to give food to that seed. Cotyledons are seed leaves, and in that case, seed leaves give fruit to the seed. And when that seed grows up, it develops its own green leaves. Then only cotyledons dry up and fall off, and the seed became an independent plant. And there are two types of angiospermic plant: monocot and dicot. Monocot are those cases in which single cotyledon is present, and dicot is that case in which two cotyledons are present. So students, मैंने आपको प्लांट किंगडम के बारे में बताया, मैं आपको डिफरेंट किंगडम्स पढ़ा रही थी. प्लांट किंगडम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट किंगडम है इस चैप्टर का, और इसको कैटेगराइज किया गया 5 ग्रुप्स में. ये 5 ग्रुप्स आपने पढ़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बहुत इसमें कंफ्यूजन आ रहा है आपको, इसलिए मैं इसको दोबारा से रिवाइज करवा रही हूँ. सबसे पहला ग्रुप है एल्गी. एल्गी के बारे में क्या है कि इसकी जो बॉडी होती है ये डिवाइडेड नहीं होती. अगर आप एल्गी को कहीं देखोगे तो आप देख नहीं पाओगे कि ये इसकी स्टेम है, ये इसकी रूट है, ये इसकी लीव्स है. एक अनडिफरेंशिएटेड बॉडी होती है. टाइप्स है, एल्गी के कैरेक्टर्स है। अब जो सेकंड कैरेक्टर आता है तो फर्स्ट से थोड़ा बेटर होता है, इसमें थोड़ी सी एडवांस क्वालिटीज आती है। एडवांस क्वालिटी होने में इसमें आया क्या कि ये सिर्फ एक्वेटिक एंड सेमी एक्वेटिक है, ये एम्फीबियन बन गया। एम्फीबियंस कौन होते हैं? एम्फीबियंस वो एनिमल्स होते हैं जो लैंड पे भी रहते हैं और वाटर पे भी रहते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम फ्रॉग की बात करें, टर्टल्स की बात करें, तो ये लोग क्या है, पानी में भी रह लेते हैं और जमीन पे भी रह लेते हैं। तो इनको हम प्लांट किंगडम में एम्फीबियन कहते हैं क्योंकि ये दोनों ही जगह पे फाउंड होते हैं। एक और चीज इसमें आगे एडवांस हो गई, वो चीज क्या थी, यहाँ पे बॉडी अनडिफरेंशिएटेड थी, हमें नहीं समझ में आता रूट्स का, स्टेम्स का, लीव्स का, बट इन दिस केस हम स्टेम्स और लीफ को इजीली देख सकते थे, ये दोनों ही विजिबल हो गई इसमें आगे। अगर रिप्रोडक्शन की बात करें तो इसमें सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन और सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन होता है जब मेल और फीमेल दोनों आपस में कंबाइन होकर दोनों के गैमीट्स फॉर्म होके तब रिप्रोडक्शन होता है वो इसमें। एंड वेजिटेटिव रिप्रोडक्शन, वेजिटेटिव रिप्रोडक्शन क्या होता है, प्लांट के कोई पार्ट को हम ले लेते हैं जिससे हम रिप्रोडक्शन करवा पाए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमने स्टेम को कट किया रोज की प्लांट को और उस स्टेम को हमने कहीं और लगा दिया और उस स्टेम से एक न्यू प्लांट आ गया, दैट टाइप ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन इज नोन एज वेजिटेटिव रिप्रोडक्शन। इसके कुछ मेंबर्स होते हैं मार्केशिया, स्पेगनम, फ्लोरेरिया, रिक्शिया एक्सेट्रा। एंड द थर्ड ग्रुप इज टेरिडोफाइट्स। टेरिडोफाइट्स अब इससे भी एडवांस हो गए। इनमें क्या एडवांस फीचर था कि ये सबसे पहले वेस्कुलर लैंड प्लांट्स थे, दैट मींस इसमें वेस्कुलर बंडल्स भी प्रेजेंट थे क्योंकि जब भी वाटर में होते हैं तब तक इनको वाटर की कंडक्शन की जरूरत नहीं होती है, बट जब प्लांट्स लैंड में है दैट मींस कि उनको वाटर का कंडक्शन चाहिए, उनको रूट से वाटर को एब्जॉर्ब करके मिट्टी से पानी लेके पूरा लीव्स तक लेके जाना है, जिसके लिए प्लांट में वेस्कुलर बंडल्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं। ये वेस्कुलर बंडल्स हेल्प करते हैं प्लांट में चीजों के कंडक्शन के लिए और ये वेस्कुलर बंडल्स हमें सबसे पहली बार देखने को मिला टेरिडोफाइट्स में। इन दोनों ही केसेस में वेस्कुलर बंडल एब्सेंट थे, तो ये इसमें हेल्प की। सेकंड थिंग, इसमें भी डिफरेंशिएटेड बॉडी होती है, इसलिए हम रूट स्टेम लीफ सब कुछ देख सकते हैं। एंड इसमें भी यही दो टाइप ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन होते हैं, वेजिटेटिव भी होता है, सेक्सुअल भी होता है। इसके अगर मेंबर्स की बात करें, लाइकोपोडियम है, मार्सिलिया है, एक्विसेटम है एंड सो ऑन। फोर्थ हमारा ग्रुप होता है जिम्नोस्पर्म। जिम्नोस्पर्म को कैटेगराइज किया जाता है नेकेड सीड्स। आप अगर सीड के बारे में जानते हैं तो आपको पता होगा जब कोई फ्रूट ईट करते हैं तो उस फ्रूट के अंदर आपको सीड्स मिलते हैं। सीड हमेशा फ्रूट के अंदर प्रेजेंट होता है, पर जिम्नोस्पर्म में ऐसा नहीं होता है। जिम्नोस्पर्म्स में नेकेड सीड प्रेजेंट होते हैं, आउटसाइड द फ्रूट जो सीड प्रेजेंट रहता है। इसमें मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन होता है एंथीरिया एंड फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव होता है आर्चिगोनिया। इस वाले प्लांट में स्पोरोफिटिक फेज गैमेटोफिटिक फेज के ऊपर डोमिनेंट होती है, दैट मींस स्पोर का फॉर्मेशन यहाँ पे ज्यादा है एंड गैमेट्स का फॉर्मेशन यहाँ पे कम है। तो चलो एग्जांपल बात करें, मेंबर्स कहते हैं पाइनस, साइकस, जेकोनिडम एंड सो ऑन। एंड द लास्ट कैटेगरी इज एंजियोस्पर्म्स। एंजियोस्पर्म्स कहते हैं सबसे बड़ा ग्रुप है प्लांट किंगडम का, सबसे ज्यादा प्लांट्स जो है इसी ग्रुप में फाइंड आउट होते हैं और इसका इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर है कि इसमें फ्लावर प्रेजेंट होता है। फ्लावर इसका मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर है, जितने भी प्लांट्स में फ्लावर है दैट मींस वो सीधा सीधा एंजियोस्पर्मिक प्लांट ही है। इसमें जो सीड होते हैं, सीड का इंपॉर्टेंट बात करें, सीड कॉटिलिडन्स होती है सीड के पास। कॉटिलिडन्स क्या होती है, आपको पता है कि प्लांट में फूड प्रिपरेशन का काम लीव्स का होता है। लीव्स जो फूड के लिए, प्लांट के लिए फूड प्रिपेयर करती हैं, बट जब हम कोई सीड बोते हैं तो सीड के पास तो कोई लीफ नहीं होती, उस वक्त उसको खाना कहाँ से मिलेगा, उसको नरिशमेंट कहाँ से मिलेगा। इसलिए उस सीड में अपनी खुद की लीव्स होती है जिनको हम बोलते हैं सीड लीव्स। जब आप उस सीड को कहीं पे लगाते हो तो उसको नरिशमेंट अपनी सीड लीव्स से ही मिलता है, वो उससे नरिशमेंट आता रहता है। एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम जब वो ग्रो कर जाता है, उसकी अपनी लीव्स निकल आती है, तब तक वो सीड लीव्स का पूरा फूड खत्म हो चुका होता है, तब वो सीड लीव्स ड्राई हो जाती है और उस प्लांट से गिर जाती है। तो ये जो सीड लीव्स वाली कंडीशन थी, इनको कॉटिलिडन्स बोलते हैं। ये कॉटिलिडन्स एंजियोस्पर्म में प्रेजेंट होते हैं और इसी के बेसिस पे एंजियोस्पर्म प्लांट्स को दो कैटेगरी में डिवाइड किया गया, मोनोकॉट एंड डाइकॉट। मोनोकॉट वो प्लांट्स है जिनमें सिंगल कॉटिलिडन प्रेजेंट होता है, सिर्फ एक सीड लीफ होती है, और डाइकॉट वो प्लांट है कि जिसमें दो सीड लीव्स प्रेजेंट होती है। सो स्टूडेंट्स, ये था प्लांट किंगडम के बारे में। दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे। थैंक यू सो मच एंड मेक रिवीजन ऑफ दिस चैप्टर बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक। थैंक यू सो मच।
Myself Anand Sani, I am your chemistry tutor. Let's start to learn chemistry. Okay students, now we are discussing a new topic and important topic, that is crystallization. What is crystallization? So direct your statement about crystallization is this. Listen carefully. Crystallization is a process. Crystallization is a process by which solids are obtained. Got it? Crystallization is a process by which solids are obtained, where atoms or molecules are highly organized into structure known as crystal. Got it? What is crystallization? Crystallization is a process by which solid obtains, in which, पॉइंट को समझिएगा, बड़ा बेसिक पॉइंट है कि क्रिस्टलाइजेशन क्या है, तो आप बोलोगे क्रिस्टलाइजेशन इज अ प्रोसेस बाय व्हिच सॉलिड्स आर ऑब्टेन्ड। सॉलिड्स बन गए। अब बोलेंगे सॉलिड क्या है या फिर क्रिस्टल क्या है, तो उसके लिए बता रहा हूं मैं आपको, बाय व्हिच सॉलिड्स आर ऑब्टेन्ड वेयर एटम्स और मॉलिक्यूल हाईली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इनटू स्ट्रक्चर नोन एज क्रिस्टल। गॉट इट? क्रिस्टल बनने का जो प्रोसेस है ना बेटा, सॉलिड क्रिस्टल बनने का जो प्रोसेस है ना, वो प्रोसेस आपका क्रिस्टलाइजेशन है। सॉलिड क्रिस्टल बनने का जो प्रोसेस है वो आपका क्रिस्टलाइजेशन है। तो आपसे बोलेंगे कोई कि क्रिस्टल क्या होता है, तो क्रिस्टल आपको बोलना होता है कि क्रिस्टल क्या है। मैं आपसे बोल रहा हूँ ना कि क्रिस्टल आपका एक हाईली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड स्ट्रक्चर होता है, किसका? सॉलिड का, जिसमें एटम और मॉलिक्यूल है ना वो हाईली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड एक पैटर्न में होते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड क्रिस्टल। ओके, once more we are discussing about the crystallization, and the statement is crystallization is a process by which solids are obtained where atoms or molecule are highly organized into structure known as crystal. Got it? This is about the crystallization and crystal. Now we are discussing a new topic, and the topic is, but okay, look at it. The definition is, it is a process by which solids forms where atoms or molecules are highly organized known as crystal. Got it? This is the exact definition. It is a process by which solids are obtained, solids forms where atoms or molecules are highly organized into the structure known as crystal. Okay, so note down. Okay students, now we are discussing our new topic, and the too much important topic, the difference between physical changes and chemical changes. What is physical change? What is chemical change? So the change of substance. By physical, by chemical, it is divided into two parts. Okay? If substance is changed, but their change in only their physical properties, on behalf of the physical properties, if the substance is changed in another state, okay, if the substance is converted into another compound but their changes only into their physical properties, not chemically changed, called physical changes. But a substance changed into another compound, a newly formed compound, but their properties like chemical properties are also changed. known as chemical changes. Okay, so here are the differences. Look at here, physical changes. The physical changes is an unstable change. It is an unstable change in which only physical state like density, like color, or etc. things are changed. Okay, so what is physical change? Physical change is an unstable change of substance in which only their physical properties are changed, like density, color, etc. Okay. And here comes the next point. Here comes no any other change in their physical. Sorry. Here comes no any other change in their chemical properties. So chemical properties नहीं change होने वाली है. Okay. And also here comes no change in their composition. तो composition में कोई change नहीं हो रहा है. Chemical properties में कोई change नहीं हो रहा है. केवल physical state उसका change हो रहा है. Okay. So such a type of changes are known as physical changes. For example, we have example also like dissolve when salt in the sense NaCl dissolve in the water. NaCl water आप जो घर में आप नमक यूज करते हैं NaCl उसको वाटर में डिसॉल्व करिएगा, एक सॉल्यूशन आपको नया मिल जाएगा. चेंज हुआ, सॉलिड NaCl था उसको आपने डिसॉल्व कर दिया वाटर में, अभी वो NaCl गायब हो गया, आपको दिख नहीं रहा है बट वो वाटर में है ना, एक चेंज हो गया, NaCl का स्टेट चेंज हो गया है. लेकिन जब आप केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज चेक करोगे ना बेटा तो केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज नहीं चेंज होती है. सो दिस इज फिजिकल चेंज. ओके, एग्जैक्टली लाइक अनदर एग्जांपल, वाटर इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू स्टीम और आइस. ओके, सो देयर आर सम एग्जांपल्स फॉर द फिजिकल चेंजेस. तो फिजिकल चेंजेस एंड अनस्टेबल चेंज. नेक्स्ट, नाउ वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट केमिकल चेंजेस. केमिकल चेंजेस just opposite. Chemical change, it is stable change. New chemical substance are obtained and chemical properties are also changed. Last, composition of compound is also changed. That's why it is stable. And here comes it is unstable. What is the means of stable or unstable? Actually, the means of stable is this बेटा कि यहाँ पर ये stable इसलिए है ना बेटा कि जो change हुआ ना, जो compound आपका मिलेगा, जो compound आपका नया वाला बनेगा ना, उससे आपका original वाला फिर से नहीं बना सकते हो. बट वहां पर ऐसा नहीं है. उस वाले केस में, फिजिकल वाले केस में, फिजिकल चेंज जितने भी होते हैं उसमें हम उनके ओरिजिनल जो फंडामेंटल आपका पहले वाला पार्ट रहता है, पहले वाला कंपाउंड रहता है, उसको फिर से वापस बना देते हैं. ओके, सो लुक एट द एग्जांपल लाइक रस्टिंग ऑफ आयरन, combustion of paper, combustion of wood, combustion of candle also are chemical changes. It is stable, it is unstable. What is the means of stable and unstable? The means of stable, the newly formed compound is not converted into their original form. The newly obtained compound is not converted into their original compound. That's why it is stable. But what is the means of the unstable? Here comes. It is easily converted into their original form. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी आप ऐसे समझ लीजिए जैसे आपने वो जो नमक था उसको आपने वाटर में डिसॉल्व कर दिया. आप आपसे कहें भैया नमक में वापस दो, जितना आपने बोला है, तो आप क्या करोगे पता है? आप उसको हीट कर दीजिए. हीट करने से क्या होगा? जितना वाटर होगा ना वो सब वेपर फॉर्म में चला जाएगा, अलग हो जाएगा, बाकी आपका जितना सॉल्ट था वो आपको नीचे मिल जाएगा. इजीली आप उसको कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. एक बड़ा बेसिक सा एग्जाम्पल. लेकिन यहाँ वाला एग्जाम्पल दूसरा वाला देखते चलिए. हमने आपसे बोला एक कैंडल जला दिया या एक पेपर जला दिया पहले, फिर हमने आपसे कहा कि भाई ऐसा करो, जो अभी आपने कैंडल जलाया हुआ है, जो अभी आपने पेपर जलाया हुआ, तो हमारा पेपर वापस करो. मिलेगा? नहीं मिलेगा, वो तो राख हो गया ना, ब्लैक ऐश. नहीं मिलेगा ना. That's why it is stable and here comes it is unstable. Got it? Too much easy point. So this is the physical and chemical changes. Too much important. Actually बेटा यहाँ से रिलेटेड बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव के बिहाफ पर यहाँ तो पूछे जाते हैं, अदर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में भी आपसे पूछे जाएंगे. जब आप बड़े हो जाओ तो आपको ये पॉइंट समझ में आएगा. ओके, सो थैंक यू.
Today I will teach you the chapter is force and laws of motion. Now, today I will teach you numerical law of force and laws of motion. Now, understood? And first, the formula of force. The symbol is F A. Now F is equal to, the next formula is force is equal to MA. Force F is equal to MA, where M is mass, this unit of mass kilogram in meters, and CGS gram. Now A is acceleration, is MKS unit meter per second, and CGS unit centimeter per second square, and MKS unit meter per second square. Now second formula, acceleration. Acceleration, A, symbol of acceleration is small a. Now formula V minus U upon T, both V and U. Acceleration, now where V and final velocity and U initial velocity and T is time. Now momentum is P. V is equal to mv, m mass and v velocity. Then conservation of momentum, according to conservation of momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2, total momentum of after collision and total momentum of before collision are constant and equal to each other. Now m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 plus m2 v2. Now conservation of love, when the two and two more object is collision, after collision its total momentum of before collision is equal to total momentum of after collision. Now it is called conservation of momentum. m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 v2. Now first formula is F is equal to, first formula F is equal to ma, mass and acceleration, and second formula A is equal to V minus U by T, where V is final velocity, U initial velocity, and T time. Now momentum P is equal to mv, m is mass, V and velocity, and conservation of m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Now then in this chapter the formula, most important formula, force, acceleration, momentum, and now then also teach you the chapter is motion. Then equation first of motion, equation second of motion, equation third of motion. First equation V is equal to U plus AT, and second S is equal to UT plus half AT square, and third equation V square U square plus 2AS. This used in chapter force and laws of motion, because laws of motion used to equation first, second and third in this chapter. Now I will explain. Note this. Hello student. Now the first numerical is this. The chapter is force and law of motion. Today I will teach you numerical in this chapter. First numerical, an object has mass of 1500 kg. What must be the force between the object and surface if the object is to be stopped with negative acceleration? The acceleration of means 1.7 meter per second square. Now the find in this case, what is find in this case? In this numerical, force. What is force? What is amount of force according to question? Now an object has mass of 15 kg. Then we have, first we have mass of object. Mass of object is 1500 kg. And what must be the force between the object and surface if the object is to be stopped with negative acceleration of, and acceleration of object is equal to 1.7. The value is negative. Recall then minus meter per second square and force. Force is equal to question mark. What is value of force in this question? An object has mass of 1500 kilogram. What must be the force between what must be the force between the object and surface if the object is to be stopped with negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square? What is force? Whose force? This reproduce the acceleration of object. Recall acceleration. Now we have solve this question. We have mass of object is equal to 1500. Now mass m and acceleration a. What is force? Symbol is F. Then the formula of force F is equal to ma. Then amount of m 1500 into what is acceleration? Amount of acceleration is negative 1.7. Then the product of 1500 into minus 1.7. Then the value of force F is equal to minus 2,550 newtons. Then on this board, an object has mass of 1500. An object has mass of 1500. This is m is equal to 1500. Now, what must be the force between the object and surface if the object is to be stopped with negative acceleration of 1.7? Then an object has a mass 1500 kilogram. What must be the force between the object and surface? If the object is to be stopped with negative and recall acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square, what is force? Then we have, in this case, we have m mass of object is equal to 1500 and acceleration of object minus 1.7. Then force is find out. Then F is equal to ma, where is ma is acceleration. Then amount of mass 1500 and amount of acceleration negative 1.7 meter per second square. Then F is equal to ma. 1500 the product of 1500 and negative 1.7. Then the amount of negative 25 and 50 negative. This force is friction force. This force is friction force. What is means of negative sign? What is means of negative sign? The force is minus 25 and 50. What is means of negative signs? The means of negative signs is the force direction is opposite of direction of motion of object. When this is object moves in this direction, then force direction is opposite direction of object motion. Now object motion opposite direction of force. The force direction of opposite to direction of object. Then the force amount of negative. Now F is equal to minus 2550 newton. Note this. Hello student, and next question is set a stone of 1 kg. Then we have we have mass equal to 1 kg. 1 kg. Now, and next, throw with the a velocity of 20 meter per second. A stone, its mass is 1 kg and throw with velocity 20. Throw with velocity 20. This object, throw with the velocity 20. Now, this is a object. This mass 1 kg. This mass 1 kg and throw the object with velocity 20 meter per second. This velocity 20 meter per second. Now, this called initial velocity. Now, initial velocity of a stone u equal to 20 meter per second. Now, when the stone has mass, when the stone has 1 kg mass, now the stone throw into the upward with velocity 20 meter per second. It is called initial velocity. Then initial velocity symbol is u. Now initial velocity. Initial velocity of stone u is equal to 20 meter per second. And next, across the present surface of land and comes to rest after traveling distance 20 meter per second. Then after traveling 20 meter per second, the object in rest. Object comes into the rest position. Now, after some times traveling 20 meter per second, the object comes into the rest position. Now, this velocity is 20 meter per second. After distance 20 meter per second comes into the object rest position, then final velocity is 0. When the object travels comes into the rest after 50 meter per second distance. Now, then rest position velocity v equal to 0 because this position is final position of a stone, or this position is initial position of a stone because u is equal to 20 meter second and final position is rest position. Now its velocity is 0. V is equal to 0. Now mass of a stone m is equal to 1 kg and initial velocity of a stone u is equal to 20 meter per second. Then distance s is equal to 50 meter and final velocity is equal to 0. Then find the acceleration of object and find the acceleration. What is the force of friction? For friction force, what is the acceleration in this case for friction force? Now, what is the force? The formula of force F is equal to ma, but m is given in this case. But what is acceleration? Acceleration find in this value: initial velocity, and distance, and final velocity. What is relation between in this case? According to equation 3 of motion. According to equation 3 of motion. According to equation 3 of is equal to u square plus 2as. Now, what is value of v? Is 0. Then put the value v 0 square and equal. Then what is amount of u? Then in this case initial velocity is 20. Then 20 square and x plus and 2 and acceleration and distance s. What is distance s? In 50. 0 square is 0. 20 square is 400 plus and 108. Then transfer the value 100 in 400 is equal to 108. Then what is a square? Negative 400 upon 100. Then negative 4. Now the acceleration a is equal to minus 4 meter per second square. Then what is force? Now the force F is equal to m. Then the mass amount is 1 and the total acceleration amount find out minus 4. Then 1 and minus 4. Then minus 4. F is equal to minus 4 meter. F is equal to minus 4 meter. Now, a stone of 1 kg is thrown with a velocity of 20 meter per second. Then this is a stone thrown with the velocity 20 meter per second. After 50 distance comes into the 50 meter distance comes into the rest. Then this is now when the object travels. This has a 1 kg mass and throw in the face. Now with velocity 20 meter per second. After sometimes cover the established distance 50 meter. Now 50 meters. What is this? 50 meter. 50 meter. And final velocity is rest position. This position is final position. This position is initial position. This final position. In final and initial. Now initial position has velocity u 20 meter per second and final velocity is equal to 0. Now there.
Welcome to SHIVAJI Group of Institutions online classes of English. I am A.K. Dubey and today I am going to explain you second chapter titled as The Road Not Taken. Okay? This poem is written by, this is a poem. Students, many people may pronunciate P-O-E-M. In modern English, this word is pronunciated as poem. Modern people pronunciate it as poem, but we usually in India we pronunciate it as poem. Okay? But whatever you like, you can pronunciate it. Most of the people pronunciate it like poem, but in modern English it is now being pronunciated as poem. Okay? Don't worry, either you pronunciate it as poem or poem. So students, The Road Not Taken is a poem written by Robert Frost, who was a great American poet and scholar. ये पोएम रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट के द्वारा लिखी गई है, जो अमेरिका के एक महान कवि थे. ओके, ही वाज अ वेरी ग्रेट रिवोल्यूशनरी पोएट, नेचर लविंग पोएट, क्रांतिकारी कवि थे, नेचर लविंग पोएट थे. Students, try to understand the summary of this poem. In this poem, the poet is making about choices. He is describing the choices of our life. Here, road symbolizes as choices of our life. He tells the readers that once he came to a point of life, that means he came to a part of the road where it was diverged into two parts. यानी जीवन के एक ऐसे मार्ग पर पहुंचता है जहां पर एक मार्ग दो भागों में विभाजित हो जाता है. In the same way, in our life, there are some period, there is a time when we have to decide which way we have to go and which way we should not go. Okay? We are in great confusion. In the same way, the poet who is traveling through a forest, while traveling through a forest on a road, the road was diverged into two parts. And reaching to that part, he was in great confusion. And he was not able to decide which path he should travel and which path should not be traveled. Okay? So students, in the same way, the poet is mentioning, the poet describes his experience, his choices of life, saying that one can make in life only single choice. Okay? And whenever there is confusion, we have to choose only one point, one choice, but there should be a decision which is judicially taken. एक ऐसा निर्णय हमने जो बहुत सोच समझ करके लिया गया हो. For that we may not have to repent in future. जिसके लिए हमें फ्यूचर में रिपेंट ना करना पड़े. The poet while traveling upon the road feels sorry that he cannot travel the both paths. जब वो ट्रेवलिंग करता है तो ट्रेवल करते करते एक ऐसे मार्ग पर पहुंचता है जहां पर वो सड़कें दो भागों में डिवाइड होती हैं. तो उसे लगता है कि नहीं, वो दोनों सड़कों पर ट्रेवल नहीं कर सकता है क्योंकि वो सिंगल ट्रेवलर है. ओके, तो देन he chooses only one path out of them. Although the both paths were looking good, he thought for some time and kept on traveling at one path and thought that in future he would travel on the next path of life. But ऐसा होता नहीं है. जीवन में अगर हम एक बार आगे बढ़ जाते हैं तो दोबारा फिर वापस उस मार्ग पर हम यात्रा नहीं कर सकते हैं. यानी हमने अगर एक बार जीवन का लक्ष्य चुन लिया तो हम आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. फिर ऐसा नहीं होता है कि वापस आकर के, जैसे कि यू आर स्टूडेंट एंड यू वांट टू चूज साइंस, बट आउट ऑफ कंफ्यूजन यू हैव चूजन कॉमर्स. आपने कॉमर्स चूज कर लिया. 9th 10th फर्स्ट ईयर इंटर पढ़ने के बाद आपको लगा कि नहीं, मुझे 9th पढ़ना चाहिए, तो आई थिंक इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. ओके, बहुत देर हो जाती है तब तक जब हमें एहसास होता है. तो इन द सेम वे द पोएट कंपेयर्स रोड टू द चॉइसेस ऑफ आवर लाइफ एंड सेज दैट देयर आर मेनी चॉइसेस बिफोर अस and we are not able to choose one choice. And if a wrong choice is taken by us, then in future we may have to repent. So we should be quite wise and intelligent enough to choose a right choice of the life. Okay student, this is the summary of the poem Sati. Now try to understand the poem. First stanza. Two roads diverge in yellow wood. Wood means forest. Two roads, दो सड़कें. Diverged means broken, separated. सिंगल रोड है और वो दो पार्ट में डिवाइड हो जाती है. Writer who was traveling through a forest on a road at some distance, it diverged into two parts. राइटर जंगल से होकर के एक मार्ग से यात्रा करता है जो आगे चल करके जंगल में was autumn season, and due to autumn season, all the leaves were dried, and they were strewn here and there on the path. सड़कें पीली सूखी हुई पत्तियों से ढकी हुई थी, क्योंकि पतझड़ का मौसम था, तो सड़कें या मार्ग सूखी हुई पत्तियों से ढकी हुई थी जो पीले रंग की दिख रही थी। एंड सॉरी आई कुडंट ट्रेवल बोथ। पोएट को ये एहसास होता है जब ऐसे मार्ग पर वो पहुंच जाता है जहां पर सड़कें दो भागों में विभाजित होती हैं, वहां पर वो काफी देर तक खड़ा रहता है। He was in great confusion. He couldn't decide which road should be chosen and which path should not be chosen. Out of confusion, he kept on pondering and standing there. सोच विचार करते हुए वहीं पर खड़ा रहा। Okay? And says that sorry I couldn't travel both. उसे लगता है being one traveler, he couldn't travel the both roads at the same time. क्योंकि वो तो केवल एक ही यात्री है, दोनों मार्ग पर एक साथ यात्रा नहीं कर सकता है। Being one traveler, तो long I stood, मतलब वो काफी देर तक खड़ा रहा, सोच विचार करता रहा कि किस मार्ग से जाना चाहिए, किससे नहीं जाना चाहिए। He kept on pondering about the choice. Okay? Then and looked down one as far as I could. एक सड़क को उसने देखा जहां तक उसकी नजर जा रही थी। Look down means notice. एक सड़क को देखा जहां तक उसकी नजर जा रही थी, तो उसने क्या देखा? To where it went in the undergrowth. Undergrowth means mass of plants, small plants and bushes that are grown in the forest under the large trees. बड़े वृक्षों के नीचे छोटी छोटी झाड़ियां या छोटी छोटी मतलब पौधे या घास वगैरह उगाती है। उसने देखा कि आगे चल करके ये मार्ग जंगल में अदृश्य हो जाता है। ओके, तो स्टूडेंट्स एक बार और मैं हिंदी में एक्सप्लेनेशन करता हूँ। फर्स्ट स्टेंजा, इसके बाद इंग्लिश में। टू रोड्स डाइवर्ज इन येलो वुड। द पोएट, कवि कहता है कि एक बार ऑटम सीजन में वो एक मार्ग से होकर के यात्रा कर रहा था। ये मार्ग जंगल से होकर के जाता है। चलते चलते वो एक ऐसी जगह पर पहुंचा जहां पर ये मार्ग दो भागों में विभाजित हो जाता है। और जब कवि ऐसी जगह पर पहुंचा जहां पर ये रास्ता दो भागों में विभाजित हो रहा था, तो उसे बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन होता है इस बात को लेकर के कि वो किस मार्ग को चूज करे, क्योंकि वो केवल सिंगल यात्री है, एक ही यात्री है। तो एक यात्री दोनों मार्ग पर एक साथ तो ट्रेवल कर नहीं सकता है। फिर उसने एक मार्ग को देखा और क्या देखता है कि एक मार्ग जंगल में काफी दूर जाकर के झाड़ियों वगैरह में अदृश्य हो जाता है। मतलब उसे बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन होता है और काफी देर तक सोच विचार करता रहता है कि कौन सा मार्ग उसको चूज करना चाहिए और कौन सा मार्ग नहीं चूज करना चाहिए। ओके, दिस इज द हिंदी एक्सप्लेनेशन। नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश एक्सप्लेनेशन। Students, the poet says that once while he was traveling through a forest on a road, while traveling on the road, he came to a point where the road was diverged into two parts. And reaching to that point, he was in great confusion. He couldn't decide which path should be chosen and which path should not be taken. He kept on pondering for some time. Then he noticed at one path and looked that one path was covered with small grass and bushy plants, and it disappeared in the forest at some distance. Students, the roads here symbolizes the choices in our life. In our life, sometimes we are in great confusion and we are not able to decide which way is better than other. And out of confusion, we may choose a wrong course of life. then in future we may have to repent. So whatever we take a decision should be taken judicially. We should have to choose. We should have to choose the aim of our life carefully. For that we may not have to repent later in future. Okay? This is the first stanza. Students, the rhyming scheme of this stanza is: first stanza देखिए, two roads diverged in yellow wood pronunciation. इसको सपोज मैंने ए से सिंबलाइज कर दिया. सेकेंड लाइन में लास्ट वर्ड लिखा है बोथ, ये डिफरेंट है पहले से वुड से बोथ, इसको मैंने बी कर दिया. नाउ थर्ड लॉन्ग आई स्टूड, वुड स्टूड ये सेम है, इसको भी ऐसे रिप्रेजेंट कर दिया. नाउ थर्ड फोर्थ लाइन फार एज आई गुड, गुड ये आपकी डिफरेंट है, मैंने इसको सी कर दिया. गुड वुड सेम, ओके दे आर सेम. गुड तो इसको भी मैंने सेम कर दिया, दैट मीन्स ए बी, पहली लाइन ए, सेकेंड लाइन बी हो गई, थर्ड ए हो गई, फोर्थ आपकी गुड बी सेम है. नाउ फिफ्थ लाइन अंडर ग्रोथ, ये आपकी डिफरेंट है. ओके तो इसको मैंने क्या कर दिया, बोथ और अंडर ग्रोथ ये सेम है, बी से हो गया. तो स्टूडेंट्स ये आपकी राइमिंग स्कीम होगी क्या, ए बी ए बी. This is the rhyming scheme of all the remaining stanzas. Okay? Sometimes there is a question regarding rhyming scheme of the stanza. What is the rhyming scheme of this stanza? You can write A B B. Okay? You understand? Now students take second stanza. Then the other just as clear. जब कवि काफी देर तक खड़ा रहा, सोच विचार करता रहा, फाइनली he takes a decision that he should choose only one path. तो उसने एक मार्ग को चूज कर लिया. Just as clear कह रहा है यद्यपि दोनों ही मार्ग अच्छे थे, सुंदर थे, and having perhaps the better play, लेकिन उसे लगा कि जो मार्ग उसने चूज किया है बेटर क्लेम, दैट मीन्स वाज मोर अट्रैक्टिव देन अदर. जिस मार्ग को उसने चूज किया उसे लगा कि ये मार्ग दूसरे मार्ग से ज्यादा आकर्षक है. दैट्स व्हाई ही चूज वन पाथ ऑफ द टू. दो मार्ग में से उसने एक पाथ को चूज कर लिया. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. कवि कह रहा है कि उसने जिस मार्ग को चुना, क्यों चुना, रीजन बता रहा है कि it was grassy. That means grass was grown on it. And wanted wear. Wanted wear का मतलब it was not trampled under the feet of the people. लोगों के पैरों से ये कम कुचली गई थी. अगर आप रूरल एरिया में देखें जहां खेतों में लोग चलते हैं तो वहां पर चलने से घास कुचल जाती है और एक मार्ग बन जाता है. तो उसने क्या देखा कि एक मार्ग ऐसा था जहां पर घास उगी हुई थी और उस मार्ग से कम लोग यात्रा किए थे. मतलब उस मार्ग से बहुत कम लोग गए हुए थे दो. लेकिन जब वो कुछ दूर चलता है तो क्या होता है, दो एज फार दैट द पासिंग देयर दैट मीन्स आफ्टर कमिंग सम डिस्टेंस ही रियलाइजेस. कब रियलाइज करता है, क्या रियलाइज करता है, हैड वॉर्न देम रियली अबाउट द सेम. वॉर्न दैट मीन्स वियर आउट. उसे लगता है कि नहीं, दोनों सड़कें ही एक जैसी थी, दोनों ही सड़कें बराबर कुचली हुई थी. मतलब वहां पर उन दोनों ही सड़कों पर कम लोग चले हुए थे. दोनों ही एक जैसी उसे लगती है. जब वो एक मार्ग पर आगे बढ़ गया तब एक बार फिर उसे एहसास होता है कि नहीं, दूसरी सड़क भी अच्छी थी, उस मार्ग पर भी लोग कम गए हुए थे. ओके, सो स्टूडेंट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश एक्सप्लेनेशन. The poet says that The poet says that while he was traveling in the forest, he came to a point when a road was diverged in two parts. And he kept on standing at that part because he was in great confusion and couldn't decide which way he should have to choose. But finally, he decided one road. Okay? And he kept on traveling on that road. But after covering at some distance, he realized that both paths were equally good. He says just as clear. So he felt that both paths were equally good and started walking on one of them. He adds that maybe he felt, वो ये भी कहता है कि उसे ऐसा एहसास हुआ लगा that the path was better for him. So he chooses it as it had grass on it, which means that it was unused. मतलब यहाँ पर लोग कम चले हुए थे. Not many people had walked on it. इस पर बहुत से लोग यात्रा नहीं किए हुए थे. Okay, so that is why the grass was grown on it. But after covering at some distance, he realized that both paths were equally good and both would have been taken. But being one traveler, he couldn't do that. एक यात्री होने की वजह से वो दोनों पाथ पर एक साथ नहीं जा सकता था. So he left the second path for some future time. He thought that in future he would come back and travel on another path. But students, it never happens. Our life never goes back. हमारा जीवन कभी वापस नहीं जाता है. If we have proceeded on one path, this is not possible to come back to travel on the same path or any other path. Okay, so students, that means road here symbolizes choices in our life. Many times we have some choices and due to confusion we are not able to take particular decision, and sometimes our decision may be wrong and in future we have to repent. We think that either this one was chosen. हम ये सोचते हैं कि काश हमने ये मार्ग चूज किया होता, then our life would have been different. Okay, so students, today I have cleared you 2 stanzas. Next day I will clear you remaining 2 stanzas. Till then, revise the video again and again and try to understand this poem seriously. This is very important topic. Okay, and if you have any confusion, if you have any doubt, you may get your solution through phone call. Okay, thank you.
Class, in last day we have understand the concept of binary. Today we understand the new thing, that is logic gate. For understanding logic gate, we have understand the computer things like input, process, output. You all know about CPU. CPU means Central Processing Unit. It has 3 main basic parts. The first part is ALU, the second part is CU, and the third part is MU. So there are 3 basic parts. First part is ALU, second part is CU, and third part is MU. So the work of ALU is, the means of ALU is arithmetical logical unit. Means it can perform many type of operation like adding the digits, like subtracting the digit, like multiplying the digits, like division. So all these operation, and also it goes for logical operation, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater equal to, not equal to. So all the operation which belongs to mathematics are done by ALU. And for doing this in our processor, there are a lot of circuits which is inbuilt in motherboard like adder, subtractor, comparator, which can perform these operations. And logic gates are the smallest unit. We can use logic gates to make different type of circuits. So there are three basic logic gates which are given as follows. The first is AND gate. The second is OR gate. The third is NOT gate. So there are three basic gates which we use as a logic gate. So you understand the concept of these gates. After that you will find out these gates are very important for computer. So firstly we understand AND gate. What is AND gate? It takes two or more input. It takes two or more inputs and gives a result as an output. So simply you can say it takes two or more inputs and gives a result as an output. So what is the symbol of AND gate? Symbol of AND gate. What is the symbol of AND gate? Symbol of AND gate is it takes two or more. So we see only two. That is A, B, and the output is F equal to A into B. So you can create the truth table. You see the truth table. There are two things. The first thing is input. The second one is output. So in input you see this is the input bits and output. You find the output in the case of AND, that is F barabar A into B. Then 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0, 0 and 1. So there are only four cases arises. The first case is case 1. Case 1 when A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, then F equal to A into B, that is 0 into 0 barabar 0. Next, case 2, when A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, F equal to 0 into 1, that is 0. In case 3, when A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, then F equal to 1 into 0 equal to 0. And in last case, case 4, when A equal to 1, B equal to 1, then F equal to 1 into 1, that is 1. So, in the case of OR gate में हम लोग in OR gate we understand it takes 2 or more input and gives a output as a result. So in the case of OR gate, it takes 2 or more input and gives a output as a result. So now we understand the symbol of OR gate. So look the symbol of OR gate. This is the OR gate where 2 inputs are A and B and F equal to A plus B. Now we understand the truth table of OR gate. For understanding the truth table of OR gate, firstly we take 2 sides, input and output. In input we take A, B and F equal to A plus B. Then we take input 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 and 1. Now there are 4 cases arise. Case 1. When A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, then F equal to 0 plus 0, that is 0. In case second, when A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, then F equal to 0 plus 1, that is 1. In case 3, when A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, then 1 plus 0 equal to 1. In last case, case 4, when A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, then F equal to 1 plus 1, that is 1. So these are the cases where we use OR gate, and this is the truth table of OR gate. It takes 2 or more input and gives a output as a result. So after that we see NOT gate. It takes only 1 input and gives 1 output as a result. So now let us see what happened in our gate. It works like an inverter, and how we use this gate. So in NOT gate, it takes only 1 input. It takes only 1 input and gives 1 output as a result. So now we can see how we do on this. So firstly we understand if there are 2 conditions are arises, what is the symbolic representation of OR gate? NOT gate. So in NOT gate you see there is only 1 input and it gives 1 output. If we give A, then F equal to A ka complement. So you understand what is the symbol of NOT gate, and if you want to make the truth table of OR gate, so you take input, output, A, F equal to A ka complement. When we input 0, it gives 1. when we use 1, then it gives 0. So there are two cases arises. Case 1, if A equal to 0, then F equal to A का complement, that is 0 का complement, that is 1. And after that, in case 2, if A equal to 1, then F equal to, then 1 का complement equal to 0. So this is the cases which we discussed in AND gate, OR gate and NOT gate. These gates are basic gates. With the help of these gates, we can make another gates which we will discuss in next class. So today we have understand the concept of AND gate, the symbolic representation of AND gate and the truth table of AND gate. And after that we understand what is OR gate, symbolic representation of OR gate and truth table of OR gate. And after that we understand NOT gate, symbolic representation of NOT gate and truth table of NOT gate and their cases. So thank you class. Next topic is discussed in next class. Okay class.